Hello, everyone. It's Nagib again with you today. Today we're going to talk about very, very different topic. Hopefully, more interesting than yesterday's one, which I appreciate. Everything related to SEO is a bit technical. Today we're going to talk about things that are usually easy to process and digest, which is like social media. So I've got this challenge from Matt a couple of years ago. Actually, asked me, Nagib, you need to think about the future, and you need to put together like a presentation that will get all the digital marketers ready for the future. It took me a while to get around this pitch, and it took me a while to come up with this presentation. So I wish you're gonna like some of the insight and some of the practical tips that we're gonna share today. This session will be much more interactive. What I mean is that the practical session, which will probably last for 20 to 30 minutes, will be coming from you guys, will be coming from your inputs. So you will see, we will build together like a case study. I will put you in the shoes of like a digital marketer. I'll give you like a challenge, a brief, and we will have all together to answer it and give a proper strategy for a future-proof, ready strategy for a brand that we're going to discover in a couple of slides. So this is it for to set the scene. This is going to be the agenda of the day. Back to the future of social media. Again, I will start with a quiz, a couple of questions to break the ceiling, break the ice. The first thing will be back to the future. We're going to talk about the past and learn some key takeaways from old social media platform. Then the second element will be about understanding the current landscape. So we're gonna explore and we're gonna set the scene on what's happening now on social media. Obviously, the third point will be fully dedicated to TikTok. I think that's a no-brainer that today TikTok is dominating the landscape of social media. Dominating is not the right word, to be honest with you. It's actually changing and evolving the social media landscape. Then we're going to have the practical session. I'll show you some use cases. The point six will be about, again, how to leverage AI, practical example of how to leverage AI for social media. And finally, new technologies to enable different social experiences and some key takeaway. So the break will be exactly in 1 hour. So we should be able to cover the two first, like maybe the three first session, and do the practical session after the break. Right? Again, starting with the question: what is the most popular social media platform? I will have to share my screen in a different way to be able to see your answer as well. Just give me a minute. So what is I will copy paste the question on the chat so I can actually at least see your answer as well. What is the most popular social media network? Social network platform. YouTube, right? Any other suggestion? I need your participation, guys.
Now with the new generation, I think TikTok.
You would say TikTok. I'm
Yes,
talking
with the
about
new generation.
now. Which platform? I will rephrase this question. Which platform do you believe has most of users' data? Which platform owns more user data? This is my question.
I feel Instagram.
Instagram, okay, that's your choice. That's the last word. TikTok, I think we have some good answer here. Actually, people who say Instagram, they are correct as well. So the correct answer is actually Facebook, right? So we tend to neglect Facebook because yeah, it's the old platform. We probably not use it on a daily basis, etc. However, as you know, uh, Facebook actually owns Instagram or Meta, to be specific. Meta owns Instagram, they own Facebook, they own as well WhatsApp, right? So when it comes to the data available that they have available across the user, they are the one who own the most of it. In terms of your demographic, they actually have data, very old data. Maybe you enrolled Facebook years ago, so they probably have like 20 years worth of data from you. So that's obviously a big one. So thank you for your participation. Second question, I will copy paste it as well so I can see your answer. What is the fastest growing social media platform? TikTok, TikTok. Any other suggestion? I think you got it right. I think this is TikTok. Yes. If you want to talk about the actual progress. So, for example, yeah, just to give you actual figures, for example, on Facebook on a monthly basis is actually 3 billion active users, right? 3 billion. Like it's at least one third of the world, right? And TikTok, year on year, they have a 100% growth in terms of new users, right? So this is quite big. The last question, and I will stop bothering you with those questions, is when was published the very first tweet? Two 2008, right? It was a bit before. Any other suggestion? Oh, this is very, very, very specific. Yes. I'm sure you didn't Google it, right, Aisha? You knew it from by heart, right? Huh? So yes, you're right. This is March 2006. Again, I'm not gonna repeat what I said yesterday, but when we talk about social media, it's been there for, and a platform like Twitter has been there for 20 plus years, almost 20 years, sorry, not 18 years. So it's been there for quite a lot. And the very first tweet was the following one, not very exciting. Just setting my Twitter, and it was published by the founder. Right? Cool. So going back to the deck, just give me a minute. Share my screen now. Let me just check if you can see it like this. I'll share my whole screen. You know what? It's better. Share the whole screen. Here we go. Here we go. So we're going to talk about a few examples of social media platform. The first one that I want to talk about is MySpace. So MySpace, that was launched in 2003, which by the way is still active, was one of the most successful platform back in the days, so almost 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago. The key success factors of this platform was a dedicated platform actually for artists and musicians. And in 2 years, they've managed to get 20 million registered users, which back in the days, if you think about the internet penetration, was quite low and the adoption of social media was not a thing. It was still very, very early. So they've managed to get that number quite quickly. However, and this is some of the learnings that we want to take away from this platform, is the fact that they actually decline. I don't think that there's many people actually using this platform those days, or at least actively. And the fact that they have changed owners and investors, unfortunately, didn't necessarily align on the vision of the platform. And the second reason of the decline was the growth of Facebook. So, as you know, 2006, 2007, that's where Facebook started to grow quite massively globally. And obviously, this has impacted MySpace. On the right side, this was the very first friend that got automatically added into your friends on the platform of MySpace for some of you who maybe remember this platform. Then the second one we're going to talk about is Vine. So Vine started in 2012 and actually ended in 2017. So it didn't last for long, even though it had like a massive impact in terms of like the video. So yesterday was all about videos. I think Vine did play a big role in terms of like what we call like the micro vlogging and micro video consumption. So it got acquired by Twitter, but unfortunately, the reasons of the decline were multiples. I've listed three of them here. People back in the days considered that the format was too short. So again, surprising, right? I mean, when you know that now the most successful platform are actually the one who have like short formats, and even on the videos, right? So YouTube, we talk about the short, the reels on Instagram, etc. But back in the day, that was not a thing. So again, the key takeaway: you need to adapt with the demand and the of your audience. The second element that we've highlighted is actually the monetization. One of the key success of social media platform those days was obviously monetization. And back in the days, this was not something properly set by those platforms. So it didn't last. And the last one is actually the growth of Instagram, not Instagram. Let me just change this typo. Sorry for that. The growth of Instagram that became more popular and obviously put shadow on this Vine platform. A lot of the people that are now very famous, the humoristic people in the US, a lot of them actually came from this platform Vine, and they moved to other social media platforms. And the last one that I want to mention is Google Plus. So Google Plus, for some of you who maybe remember this platform, it was active between 2011 and 2019. It was US based. And the key success factor of this platform was the fact that it was kind of like an integration of all the Google products within one platform. They had obviously organically a lot of like within a month they've managed to get like more than 10 million users, and the fact that obviously Google being widely used, people were automatically kind of like registered on Google Plus. However, the decline of this platform came for multiple reasons actually. There is one that I can add. One is the fact that people were looking for anonymous platform, and this one you couldn't use any pseudo. You had to use your real name. And the thing is as well is the fact that Google was kind of like pushing and forcing people to use this platform, which is obviously not the right thing to do. And as you can see on the right side, these images that actually illustrate the situation that was the case when the Google Plus was launched. We can see the baby Google Plus talking to his dad. He's saying, "Papa, why they do not love me?" And the dad Google is saying, "I don't know, little one, but it is of no concern." And Google is saying, "I will make them love you." It's kind of like forcing people to love you, to love Google Plus, but the story and the history tell us that actually this has not worked properly. I will just pause here. I want to breathe and I want to drink water, but I want to ask you a question. Can you name what was the first attempt of a social media platform from Google? You can Google it if you want. Google, what was the first? I will type it as well. People are reading. What was the first attempt of Google social media platform? Does anyone remember any of Google social media platform? You can Google it if you want to search for it online. I give you a hint. It was starting with a B. Any idea? Anyone wants to try? I'm not gonna judge you guys. It's fine. It's a very famous word in the industry. No try? All right. I'll give you the answer then. It was called Google Buzz. Anyone have tried this platform before? You can say yes, no on the chat. You can type it if you don't want to speak.
No.
I feel very lonely. No, no. Yeah, at least even if it's no, it's all right, guys. But at least there is a bit of answer. All right. Good. So this was the platform of Google. Didn't succeed as well. Um, so going back to the deck, here, going back to the deck, the question that we're asking ourselves is, will Facebook, Instagram, X, and other major platforms go the way that Google Plus and MySpace? Uh, there is this quote that I like a lot from Brian Solis. For the few of you who don't know Brian Solis, is I don't know how to qualify him, to be honest with you. At least he's an author. He has like a lot of different. He has written a lot of books in digital. Uh, very very famous, and he does a lot of like speaking. And I would definitely advise you to follow him on the social media platform. And he said something very interesting, which is like social media is not about. Is actually social media is about sociology and psychology more than technology. And I think this is it couldn't be more true, especially in 2024, where we're all talking about technology, AI, machine learning. At the end of the day, all those media, before they become like online media and social media, uh, they are like psychology and sociology platform for people to interact. So what we need to focus on is how to engage with people, how to interact with people, rather than thinking about which platform I should be using to target this person. So we're going to go through the top level highlight of the landscape. Here is some figures about the consumption of internet in UAE and in Saudi. So I think I was actually having a call just before joining, and we were talking about the time spent on the internet. One of my colleagues was saying actually 7 hours. It's actually more than that. In Saudi, we talk about like 8 hours per day, 6 per day, and in UAE, we talk about like 8.5, 8 hours and 36 minutes. And about 40% of this time is actually on social media. So we spend a lot of time online, and obviously the vast majority of it is on social media. And some of here are like some online habits in the Middle East. As you know, actually Saudi and UAE have the highest smartphone penetration in the world. Uh, the average time spent on mobile is about for entertainment is about 4 hours. Time watching TV still 2 hours. 96 of the population, 96% of the population prefer watching videos vertically. I think we talked about that. And here, this is specific to the Middle East and Saudi Arabia. So we have a lot of people who prefer watching video vertically on their screen because they are more personal and described as more immersive. And studies show that more preference for short form videos, saying it fits better their routine. So some are like key insights. I'm sure you must be familiar with, but just to put some figures behind the online habits. Here are figures that actually got from Snapchat a couple of weeks ago. So this is real data coming from Snapchat, which is obviously a very uh, widely used platform, social media platform in the region. And two things that I wanted to highlight here is the fact that people think that when it comes to Snapchat, it's for teenagers, it's for very, very young people, etc. When you look at it, you realize that about like 60% of the people on Snapchat, they are actually 25 years old plus. More than 60%, more than 65%. So it's definitely not a teenager platform. That's one thing. And the other thing is actually sometimes we tend to think that, oh, it's all about that, like those platforms are more for female. If you see in Saudi Arabia, the ratio male female, it's actually Snapchat widely used by male by 54%. So it's a bit of like a parity, but again, people were sometimes tend to think that it's more for younger people, for female, which is not the case at all. This is real data. Now, deep diving into UAE, you can see that the chunk of people between 25 and 34 years old is actually the largest population or the largest part of the population using Snapchat. And you can see as well the male are actually a bit more in UAE, 58%. Right? So now we're going to talk about TikTok and how is TikTok changing the social media landscape. Right? So here we look at on the right side the popularity of social media platform. You can see that TikTok is kind of like overtook Snapchat in 2022 in terms of like popularity of those platforms. We can see as well Instagram, Discord as well growing, Facebook and Twitter being on the lower side. In 2022 was the year where literally TikTok took over and their penetration moved from 24% of the population to 64% of the population. And the number of what we call influencer, that we would qualify as people having more than 1 million followers, has grown massively with more than 1,200 influencers in Saudi Arabia. So this is quite big. If you go to the next slide, is obviously TikTok is taking over social media. It's the most popular platform for the Gen Z. And one very important thing is that, as it's written here, user may not be inclined to respond to promotional brand content unless it's catered for TikTok. To TikTok, it's like the way that we used to create advertising, do promotion of product doesn't work anymore, at least on this platform. And we discussed that yesterday, right? When we talked about like the video platform, and someone said that TikTok, that's completely true. When TikTok, they don't position themselves as a social media platform. They position themselves as actually as an entertainment slash video platform. So they see their competitors as being like YouTube and Netflix, literally. So just doing like promotion as the way we do it for traditional platform wouldn't work on the format of TikTok. So the advice here is obviously brands should like leverage the rapid growth through like influencer and making sure that they cater like the message with the right approach for the young generation. And how to do that, here are like some of the creative principles made by TikTok. So literally this is coming directly from TikTok. There are kind of like four main pillars. One, you have to be recognized. So you have to obviously, ahead of promoting your content, you need to make sure that you have like a clear brand identity. People should be able to recognize your brand in a fraction of seconds. I'm sure you all know the story that, even though I don't like it, but I think people kind of like get used to hear the fact that yes, our attention span is lower than a goldfish. Again, I don't really like that quote, to be honest. But I would say we are cleverer than goldfish, that's for sure. Is the fact that we have so many information coming our way, right? This infobesity, the mass information coming our way. that we need to filter out. So, of course, if you don't manage to get like the 3 seconds, first seconds, the attention of the users, especially on those platforms, and they are not able to recognize you, then you lose the battle. So you should be recognizable. The second thing is replicable. I'm sure you saw on the way that things go viral on this platform is the fact that a lot of things are easy to replicate. So it could be anything from dance, but dance is not only the main thing that makes it like replicable. I'm sure you also the trends a couple of years ago that was about like the feta cheese, right? People were buying the like TikTok was full of like feta cheese recipes where people put like the feta cheese in the middle and put a lot of like vegetables and things around. Why it went viral? It's because it was easy to replicate, right? And people would share what they have like replicated. The third thing would be the variation. So again, in line with this example of like feta cheese, there is this element of variation. People need to have a room for variation and improvisation. So they can replicate, of course, but they need to add their own touch in a way, right? So that's something that will make your content successful and relatable, right? So easy to understand, trigger clear emotional response, love, uh, and that's something very important when it comes to this platform is the fact that studies shows that people feel happy after spending time on TikTok, right? So, and as you know, the first trigger when it comes to the purchase behavior and buying is the happiness and the emotion, right? The emotion is what will trigger your action. So if people are more happy, obviously they will be more inclined to buy something, to share something, etc. So that plays a big role into the success of this platform, right? So we're gonna go through the practical session together. Just before, I wanted to share a few slides actually. It's not, even though it's not Eid, but I think it will be useful for you to see some of those insights. Just give me a minute to unhide. It's only 3 slides. Just before I check. Any question? Any comments? If in Syria it's not useful. Oh, thank you, Mohammed Al Khatib. Why in Syria it's not useful? Can you explain a little bit more? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I will be more than happy to hear more from your insights. How many of you are actually using TikTok in their strategy? Yes, no, from the chat.
Based on the target audience.
Yes. Are you using? Ah, yes. Okay. Are you leveraging the
Yeah,
TikTok?
yeah, because some of the campaigns as do when we want to target Gen Z and the younger generation, we will go ahead and use TikTok. And
Okay.
the type of video that we work, sometimes some of them work better in TikTok. So we will post in TikTok more.
Okay. Thank you so much, Shama, for sharing that. So, do you produce specific content for TikTok as a platform, or you usually replicate what you have done in other platform and share it there?
Sometimes we will do something different for TikTok.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. And have you seen what is the best success that you had on this platform?
It depends to the style of the video. So some of the videos, especially when it comes to JITEX, when it is upbeat with the music and this kind of style that it works better in TikTok.
Nice. Thank you for sharing that that
Welcome.
over. All right. So we're gonna do a practical session. Now I will need 100% your participation. Uh, I will show you what is this session. Right. Let's share this. So just give me a minute. I'll show you the slide and I will copy paste it in the thing, but at least you see what I'm referring to. So the practical session will be the following. So together, we will have to build a strategy for the launch on the very first Saudi electric car, right? So there is 6 questions that I will ask you, and you will have to come up with the answer of those 6 questions. The first one will be, what are the key 3 objectives you want to achieve with social media, right? The second thing will be, what are the 3 content pillars for your strategy? The third question will be, what type of content format are you planning to use? Video, images, and why? The fourth question will be, what are the top 3 platforms that you want to use, to be used? The fifth question will be, what KPIs are you planning to track to measure success? And the sixth question will be, what are the key elements to take into consideration before launching? Right? So what I'm going to do now, I will literally copy paste those questions and I will ask you to answer. So I will need your support to complete this exercise. Right? So let me just open this one. Doc, there we go. So the first question is, and I will stop sharing the screen, you don't need to see that, it's fine, is, what are the top 3 platforms to be used? But obviously it's not to list me the platform, I want as well why you're choosing this platform. Are we 19 people in the room? I feel alone. I don't mind, there is a swimming pool nearby. I can go. But the faster you reply, the faster I will let you guys conclude this session. So I need your inputs. What are the top 3? If there's something that you didn't understand, let me know. But I need your input, guys.
Does anyone have any ideas about what platforms they would like to be used for this exercise? You can put them in the chat as well.
Okay. Dana. Okay. Why Instagram? Ah, Sarah, I like. Thank you. Dana, if you can just explain why you have chosen Instagram. So again, we need to launch the very first electric car in Saudi. This is my job, by the way, those days, and I will tell you what I have done. So this is a real case scenario. This is not a fake thing. You know what I mean? So this is real. I want to show you real life examples. So, all right, YouTube for details, views, and maybe collaboration with influencer. Thank you. Okay, Dana on Instagram. If you can just elaborate why you have chosen this platform. Okay, thank you. Because
I mean, it will explain the car briefly rather than having a 2 minute or more video.
Thank you
That
very
would be
much.
boring.
Thank you very much. What else? Any other suggestion? Shama, if you can just elaborate. TikTok, you choose TikTok, for example. Why Shama TikTok?
TikTok is viral, I feel, in the region of the Saudi, so we can create maybe something trendy
Okay.
in TikTok.
Okay.
Instagram, it's a short video where we can introduce the product, and from the background you can see where is from the location that it is in KSA.
Mhm.
The YouTube is more in-depth details about the product itself in case someone would want to know more about it. So I
Okay. Amazing. Amazing. That's a lot of insight, guys. That's amazing. Thank you. We got as well Sajda. By the way, just so you see, I will share my screen just temporarily so you can see. I'm actually taking note of what you are just saying, right? So I'm copy pasting all your answer, right? Right. So I'm retrieving everything, and I'll be able to share it with you after the session. Good, really good. We have Sajda as well. Thank you. TikTok, Instagram, and Snapchat because they are most popular in the region. I agree. It will help. All right. Really good. YouTube, well, great. I think this is a really good choices. Um, there is one that I would add that we actually have chosen is Twitch. Have you heard about Twitch? No. Good. So Twitch is actually a gaming platform. It's owned by Amazon. It's becoming very popular for the gamers. Right, so I'll just share it with you. And it's kind of like a video streaming platform. So I'll just share it with you here. You'll be able to see. The reason why I would use this one, it's because it has a lot of young generation, and obviously people who are passionate about cars, they will be using this platform for the cars game, Gran Turismo. So you can tap into the gamers audience, right? It's very specific, very targeted. And people who love driving car, they could be can be potential drivers, obviously, of the car that you're launching, right? Sometimes you can think about broader platform. All right, cool. We will do the second question. Is sorry, if we can look at it. This one. Okay, just give me a minute. I'm testing. All right. So, what are the three key objectives you want to achieve with social media? Okay, give me an example of what do you want to achieve? Why you're using social media for what? I'm still interested to hear from Mr. Muhammad what social medias they use in Syria. Half of my team are Syrian, by the way.
أستاذ محمد نجيب بيسأل حضرتك.
He left. I scared him. I am that scary. He's hiding.
I can translate for him in case he. أستاذ محمد حضرتك سامعنا؟
Thank you so much, Sarah, for your input. create reach, engagement, spread awareness about the product. I agree. This is one. What else? It is actually more
we
than
can
one.
educate. We can educate people through our platform. Promote.
Educate on what? It's very interesting. I want you to deep dive
For
in that.
us, because I'm working in a UAE nation, it's a platform about the UAE. So we educate people about the initiatives in the UAE, historical things, so many things about the UAE. So it's a kind of educational platform.
100%. That's really good. So how this could be used for the first electric car of Saudi? What can we educate the population about?
We can give some information about electrical cars.
100%.
I think people are, they want to know. I don't know about the techniques, but I know that there are so many information we need to know about these cars.
100%. 100%. I agree with you. About electric car, we can educate as well about sustainability.
Yeah,
People
I
in the
was
region.
going to say that. Sorry to interrupt. I was going to say that because people are, I don't know, in UAE, we are in the vision to be net zero in 2050. So everyone is looking for a greener, safer option for the environment, sustainability. So you can leverage on this using electric cars with the having it within the theme, within the key messages that this supports sustainability and the future of being more greener and the environment.
100%. Thank you, Shama. The more you interrupt, the less I feel lonely, the more I feel happy. So please interrupt more. Well, don't let me speak. Thank you so much. So that's exactly in line with what we were discussing. So social media can play a big role in terms of like educating obviously population on a specific topic. So electric car, sustainability. It can be as well about similar to actually similar to what Sajda was saying. We can educate about the vision of the country, right? That's great. Reach engagement, awareness about the product, yes. About the education, yes. What else can we use social media for? One last thing about the benefit, the usage of it. Yeah, thank you very much, Sarah. That was spot on. That was spot on.
We
Testimonials.
can show
maybe?
also. Can
Sorry.
we show also some people experiences with the car?
Yes, definitely. Interactive platform. There is, it's actually one of the topic that we're gonna, this is the very last section of the deck. It's all about immersive experiences. So some of those platforms, I'm sure you know how Snapchat is bringing like augmented reality. So you could easily like use like a lens of Snapchat and show like you are inside the car, right? So that's a real experience of social media. So yeah, definitely. So yeah, thank you, Sajda, for this suggestion. Really good. The experience of the car, I would put. I think as well, Noon, you had a comment.
Yeah, I wanted to say the same, like videos or testimonials for the usage of the car, maybe, or introducing the car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Testimonial is a big one, by the way. I will add two things on it. One thing that we're currently doing actually for this brand is obviously now we are at the very early stage. The car is not launched yet. So what we are building is not testimonial from clients because there is no clients yet, but testimonial from the people who are building the car to bring them to the reality, showing that this car is obviously in line with the vision, that we are building a car that are like GCC compliant, that people are actually Saudi national building this car, etc. So a testimonial of like the vision of the car and testimonial of the employees, basically, right? So it builds credibility, right? So So yeah, that's really good. I think that's already 3 good points. Now I will highlight what are the 3. We touch upon it a little bit now while we just spoke. What are the 3 content pillars? So if you have to decide 3 content pillars, what could be the 3 content pillars? So we talk about the objective of what we want to achieve. Now we need to split it into pillars. What could be those 3 content pillars? Those key topics. Yes? Agree? No? Yes, technology innovation, really, really, really good. Really, really good. I agree. There is one last sustainability. I will put it sustainability. I will put it with education. I will put it with education of e-vehicle, education of sustainability. I agree. What else? What will trigger the emotion of the buyers? What do you think? Hey, thank you, Shama. Wallah, you make me happy. Wallah, you make me happy. I don't even have the time to finish my sentence. You nailed it. It's made by us for us, right? It's literally like FUBU, okay? So for us, by us, right? So this is what we call FUBU effect, okay? For us, by us. Really, really good. Wallah, mumtaz. Anti mumtaza. Wallah. Shukran. So these are like the 3 pillars that actually we have uh, used for things. So as you mentioned it, education, technology innovation is obviously everything related to the product, the car, the features, etc., and everything related to Saudi. We call it like Arab proud. We didn't even call it Saudi proud, by the way. We call it Arab proud. Really, really good. That's fantastic. I think you just needed a bit of a warm up right now. Everyone is on fire, and okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. We're gonna deep dive into the next question then. So next question is, what type of content format are you planning to use and why? What I'm more interested is the why, the format and the why. I want to hear it from you, please, or write it down or whatever. So you tell me the format, but you have to tell me why and how you're planning to use it, please.
You don't have any answer for this question? Please try to communicate with us, and this will give you more benefits.
What do you mean by, because شوية I have a PR background. Video, do you mean like video, social, infographics?
So what do you think? Now we know what are the topics we're going to talk
Yeah.
about. What are you actually going to do? We know the platform. We mentioned the platform.
Yeah.
Are you planning to launch a big video, a small video, short images? What do you have? And but most important is tell me the format and tell me how you're planning to use it. Why and how you're planning to use it. I think you are typing. Some people actually, Hof now is typing, and we just got her into. Yeah.
Or answered.
Yeah. Thank you, Hoof. So there is this one.
maybe I will work with an influencer to do a 1-minute video, whether it's educational or something, but just short 1-minute video.
Yes, thank you.
With a
I'll take
popular
notes.
person.
Yeah.
Why
What
did you choose the influencer?
I choose an influencer that has my target audience, so he will reach them quickly. So I'll reach them quickly through him.
Who do you think will be the best influencer? Do you have names? You know what we were thinking for the best influencer? We were thinking about His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman to actually drive the car and go in the street. Because we know that obviously he's young, he has the vision, and he's very highly influential in the young population here. I don't know if you heard, but it was a couple of months ago, he was wearing like one of the, I don't know how you call it, like not a hoodie, or it was like a proper local things. Once he was wearing, the day after, all the shops it was sold out.
In the UAE, it's like that for sure.
Yeah.
They already did this in the UAE with the Rabdan car. It was the first sustainable car.
Yeah.
The sheikhs, multiple sheikhs drove the car, so there was a high demand on it after it went viral.
Yeah.
So I think maybe with the same idea, it can actually work.
100%. And then the good thing is when you come after some of those things already happen in the countries near, it's easy to replicate success, right? Great, great, great. I will tease you. In a couple of months, the car will be, the visibility of the car will come, but this is a secret between us. Only a couple of months, we will know about the car. So you will say, I remember Naguib, he told us about the car. Do you know, by the way, which car I'm talking about? Do you know the brand? Has anyone identified which brand I'm referring to? There are two major brands of electric car in Saudi. The brand car is called Seer. This is the brand I'm referring to. So we're aiming by Q2 next year to have like the car to be, the car brand to be released, to be announced. Not the brand, the actual car itself, design. All right. So we have a couple of good suggestions here, right? Influencer, short videos, etc. One thing as well that we actually have done is a long format video. Kind of like 2-3 minutes long format. So I think actually I can send you the link. Then, yeah, I'll send you the link. It was made in, yeah, I'll send it to you here on the chat. Yeah. You will be able to watch it during the break. It's a 1-minute video, and you will be able to tell me what do you think about the video, because I don't think I will be able to play it with the sound. So we launched like initially it was about like 3-4 minutes format, but we reduce it to 1 minute long video. Maybe I can play it. It's gonna be without the sound. It's only 1 minute anyway, it's not that long. Should be able to see my screen now. Can you see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yes. So there is, you can see the subtitles, right? Best practices of video. Subtitles are here. So we show like the whole history of building cars. Then you link it to obviously Saudi. You show the people who are actually working and building this car across like the different industry. You see the gamification of the car, the reveal of the brand, Seer. Some mock-up of the car showing the building of King Abdullah Financial District, people working. So some images, some technology, advanced, very clear, very bright. And you will see now, you see the emotion with kids, etc. And the last video, the last few seconds of the video was the one that we actually used the most, this one, with the kid, looking at the future, etc., the brain relief. Right. So this was the brain release, right? I think we have only one question left before the break. Yes, Anna, actually two questions. More than enough. Now we deep dive into what are the KPIs. So how do we measure success? What are the metrics that we're gonna track to measure success? Any suggestion?
Engagement.
Yes. So when you say engagement, how do we measure engagement?
Usually how many the reach, how did they react? Did they share the video, like, comment?
Agree. 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 Engagements for sure. What else?
How many was the brand name mentioned?
Yes. So this will be under the reach.
Yeah.
So engagement will have everything related to metrics such as she mentioned, shares, likes, comment, watch time. You remember the watch time we discussed yesterday, right? Watch time. Okay. This is it. The reach will have elements such as, what are the elements of reach? Number of views. What else? The KPIs are clustered in three categories: reach, engagement, and conversion. So we talked about engagement, which is in the middle. What are the metrics of the reach? How do I measure reach?
By the tools that we used yesterday, by the keywords, maybe? Seeing how
What do you
much.
mean by keywords? Yeah? Finish your sentence. Yeah?
If we searched seer, for example,
Yes.
and what are the questions or the, I don't know.
No, you're going to the right direction. It could be how many times I'm ranking. For example, when there is like someone searching for SIR, is it actually my website ranking?
Yeah.
How many times my keywords for someone looking for sustainable car, electrical vehicle, etc. How many of those keywords I am actually ranking for? So this is ranking will be a reach, because if you are ranking high, then you have people who actually see you, and if they see, they click, and the click will be the click-through rate. The click-through rate will be an engagement. So before they engage, they need to see you. So yeah, it's valid. It's valid. Keyword ranking is a valid reach. It's a valid reach metric. Yes. What else? We have followers, views. Well, yes, I put it. Agree. Content interaction, I will put it on the engagement. Agree. I'll put it here. Yeah.
There is something, but I'm not sure how we can track it, which
Please.
is word of mouth.
Yes.
How can you track it? Majority.
Online, it's online. Online, it's not that. I mean, online, it's hard to measure how many people actually, but there are a few things that we can do online to see if the brand is more known. I mean, there is one tool that we used yesterday, right? Google Trend.
Yeah.
Am I getting higher? So this could be one. Another one is something very important, actually. It's called brand lift study. Have you heard about this one before? Brand lift study is something that we run. It can be run across social media platforms. For example, Facebook, they do that. They measure basically how many times people have actually interacted with the brand, and do they recognize you better than before. So you can do that on a quarterly basis, etc. It helps see if your campaign is actually effective and if people actually recognize you more than before, actually know you more than before. It can be as well a third element to measure what you just said is just the search volume. If there are more people searching for your brand than before, that's another one as well, right? So those are examples of KPIs and metrics that you can measure for the reach.
I
So the
have a
last one,
question.
please.
Okay. When can sales be part of the like number of sales? Did it increased after the campaign or anything? When and are we adding this to the KPIs?
Yes, so that's the last one actually. That was the conversion. So the first one is reach. Second one is engagement. And the last one is conversion. This is the funnel, right? If we wanted to add a fourth one, will be the loyalty, right? So those are like the level. So we talk about reach, we talk about engagement, then now the conversion. Of course, you can measure conversion. You can even measure conversion online and offline, right? So online is easy. You have like a tracking code on your website, so you would know how many times actually people buy. For an e-commerce, it's easy. Do you actually buy online a car? A bit difficult. So what you can do to measure that is actually to link your database of people that you have on your CRM and being able to measure and to track, basically see if these people have seen an ad. You know, when you target people, you can upload, for example, on Facebook, you can upload their email address, and the email address, you will be able to know, okay, out of the database that I have, 60% of the people that actually I have in my list have seen my ads. So you can match, and in a way, if these people is actually buying this car offline, you will be able to retrieve and say, okay, this people has bought this car, and this person has actually been exposed to my ads before, right? So this is what we call conversion API. It's called CAPI. Stands for conversion API. So this element of tracking and linking the data between the online and offline is what we do. Obviously, for a car, it sounds a bit less effective, but this is what we do in reality for the e-commerce that we work with. You link the CRM with your social media campaign, and you track if they buy the things offline. Okay. So another element of conversion before I let you go for the break will be how many subscribers, for example, on the newsletter. How many more subscribers I do have, right? People will go to my website, they will want to find information about my brand, then they will put their email. This can be counted as a conversion, right? So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. You have for a video platform, can we add watch hours? Oh, that's wrong. Watch hours. That's a good point. That's a very. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. You mean like when people are actually watching your video? This is what you mean, Amal? Just want to understand clearly the question. How many hours watch the videos? I'm not sure I got it right. Total hours of watching. For a video platform, can we add watch hours for one channel? I'm not sure I got to write the question, to be honest with you. Do you mean how many hours people have spent watching your videos? This is what you mean? This is what you mean? Okay. Yes, I mean, we know on the YouTube tracking, we know how much time people, I mean, how many total views you have on your channel per video. what is the completion rate of watching the video as well on average. So you would know people will watch, you have a video of 3 minutes, people watch only like 2 minutes and a half, that you would know. If that's your question, yes, this is how granular you can go into knowing what people watch in your YouTube channel. So if you have a target, for example, on that, this can be considered as a conversion as well. Let's say you set up a video, you say, okay, I want to have like my target is for people to watch 90% of my video. You can set that on a tracking and say, okay, if people have actually watched 90%, then I consider this as a conversion. Like this is very flexible. All right. I think that's about time on your side for Maghrib.
Yes, please.
So yes, so we'll catch up in 20 minutes, right? 35.
35.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Speak to you in a bit.
Hello, everyone. I hope we are back all. Can you open your cameras, please? يعني من فضلكم التفاعل من دون الكاميرا بيبقى صعب قوي على الانستراكتور يعني. وبيحس ان هو بصراحة بيكلم نفسه. فمش عايزينه يحس الإحساس ده please. بس احنا هنعرف ان انتوا جيتوا لما تفتحوا الكاميرا. شكرا ان انتوا يعني اللي فتح الكاميرا شكرا ليه طبعا. انا عارفة ان في بعض منا عنده مشاكل تكنيكال او سايق او كده. احنا مش بنتك على حد، بس يعني الافضل لينا كلنا بصراحة، على الاقل عشان نشوف الوجوه الكريمة يعني. Najib, I think we can continue.
Awesome.
I was talking with them about how the camera is beneficial with the contact communication together, especially in the practical one.
It makes the
practical.
difference.
Yes.
That's why I switch off usually the video sharing. Is because I prefer seeing your face than seeing slides. You guys are more beautiful than slides usually. So I'll go on. We have about 15 slides left, which I think we'll cover around like the next 20 minutes. The next section, here we go. Second, tick, tick. So we're gonna go through social media use cases. So just a recap of where we are now, what needs to be done. So we have covered the Back to the Future, social media, understanding the landscape, TikTok practical session. So now we're literally halfway through the session. Social media use cases. We'll show you some use cases of. We've audited a couple of like social media platform for very, very famous brands, and we identify some great opportunities. So just to show you how we would run like an audit and come up with recommendation. The 6 will be some example of leveraging AI, again for social media, where I've listed a couple of tools, practical tools that you can leverage for using artificial intelligence. The 7th point will be the new technology to enable different social experiences. And finally, the key takeaways. So should take over around like 20 minutes of our time. So going directly to the slide, section 5, here we go. So one thing that we actually have been asked to do was to identify what are the key topics and the key trends on TikTok when it comes to travel guides. Okay. So we know that there is a new way now to plan for holidays. It's actually the season now when people are actually looking for information through social media platform. And if you look at TikTok, there is a very famous, very well-known hashtags called like TikTok Travel, which is one of the most popular on the platform. It has more than 20 billion views. Right? So the thing is like what we started to do is to identify what could be the content that we could link to a relevant hashtag, right? So if you look at Dubai as a destination and Dubai tourism as a client, we have identified that people engage a lot with the brands when they get reposted, right? So when you get reposted by like a very famous brand, especially when it comes to government entities such as Dubai Tourism, people will obviously be more likely to share content about you. So what we've done, we actually capitalize on a trend that was called like TikTok Tuesday. As you can see, that has more than 128 million views. And we started to own actually this TikTok Tuesday, where we could basically user could like find all the information about Dubai tourist attraction in one place. So if you can see now, when you type like TikTok Tuesday, you can see everything is actually related to Dubai. So identifying like a hashtag, popular hashtag, and try to own it is as well one strategy. So, and what we have done, the third point was like a repost for from Visit Dubai. Every Tuesday becomes every Dubai TikTok dreams, right? Everyone wants to have the TikTok post that gets retweeted. So this was kind of like building a competition within the audiences for people to push content that would have the chance to be reposted by Dubai Tourism. And the other thing as well that we've done on TikTok, the travel TikTok, which is the first hashtag that I've mentioned, is start owning it and organizing obviously your content around it. So analyzing what are like the TikTok, travel TikTok page to understand what people are actually looking for, coming up with 2 to 3 videos, content idea to best represent Dubai at this destination, optimizing curated videos with appropriate hashtags, obviously, and monitoring performance and doubling down on the winner. So again, that's how can we actually, it's hard to become the trend, right? So at least the minimum you can do is actually to follow the trends and to capitalize on the existing hashtags. So this is what we've done here: identify the hashtags, trying to cluster content, and identify what type of videos we will be able to produce. And one another thing, actually, it's in line with what we have discussed yesterday about optimizing the meta tags, right? The metadata is when you look at those are like all videos that are posted by the official account of Dubai. You can see here. However, Dubai Tourism. However, you can see that when they post the content, there were a lot of hashtags that were missing, unfortunately. If you see on the first one, it's all about shopping, Dubai lifestyle, etc., Dubai food. However, they have not used relevant hashtags such as Dubai life or like Dubai food. Same for the second one. Dubai food has almost like more than half a billion, sorry, viewers, and it was not used. The third one is about a Museum of the Future. It was not even, the hashtag Museum of the Future was not even used. And the last one is all about Dubai cars. As we know, Dubai is very famous for the cars. And unfortunately, Dubai cars was not used, and as well Dubai Challenge, right? So the point I'm making here is the fact that you can optimize further your content. So identify the trends, identify the most popular hashtags, and try to own the space. That's the first thing. The second thing is try to capitalize on the trends that are happening by creating content around the trends that are existing. And the third one is optimize for better reach and engagement by including relevant hashtags on the content that you have published. Right? So those are the kind of like the 3 levels of optimism. Point 6 is leverage AI for social media. This is an example that I have actually created by my own, was to generate an image using like a deep AI platform. So you can see the link to the platform below. And what I've done, to illustrate actually this class, I asked the machine to create an image that represents Arab students at Old University. And they came up with this generated image. Obviously, it's not perfect. We can see that some of the areas might be blurred, etc. But it's better to have something not perfect than not having anything, right? So in today's world, there is so much competition on creating content, publishing content, that you want to own the space and you don't want to miss on the opportunity of not missing the space because basically you have not had the time to create the own image. I'm not sure if you saw. I will actually switch off a bit the camera. There is a very recent example that happened last week. That was actually very amazing on how people can generate images, get like viral in a crazy way with fake information. I don't know if you guys have been impacted by the, the IT issue that happened last week with Microsoft. I don't know how many of you actually have been impacted. Did you see the fake news that was released on that? Any of you? Yes, no on the chat. I will retrieve the post. I will just actually link for it. Yes, I found it. Right. Yes, so Aisha said yes. So this is the guy. He went into the news in a crazy way. I'll show again my screen. So just type. So this guy is a French guy actually. He's called Vincent Flibustier. He's actually a teacher at university in everything related to actually fake news, etc. I don't want to receive all those things. It's fine. I will jump on another website. Too many ads here. The Economic Times. That's actually quite of a relevance. So this guy, as you can see here, in the articles, look at it in the chat if you want. When there were like this issue of like CrowdStrike on Microsoft, the guy posted online that he was the one responsible for this issue, and he posted this picture. So he actually obviously was capitalizing on the trend that was happening about this this issue that everyone, a lot of people got impacted. And in reality, he created this image just using AI. And as you can see, his maybe this image is a bit blurred, so you can't see it, but his hand is actually very, very small because this was generated by AI, and people started to realize that this is probably a fake image generated by AI. So this guy went viral. He started actually to be people in the big newspaper started to take his picture and his information, saying, "Oh, this is the guy responsible for the IT outage," and this was a fake, right? So again, just be aware about all the things that are happening, especially the way that we can now create images, etc. That was just like an example I wanted to share with the recent news. So yes, AI is here. AI is here to stay, and we need to as well use it in an efficient way. So I go back to this example. Literally, this tool can help you just generate images on the go. Another one that I like is called Social Bee. This one, it helps you repurpose your content by generating ideal posts. So you can basically write down your social media posts. You can choose the tone of voice. You can choose how many words you want. You can generate the hashtags. You can select which templates for social media do you want to use. And you can choose how many posts you want to generate. And literally, this is like a real one, as you can see. It says Enroll Best Institute to Learn Digital Marketing in Dubai. So I selected my different criteria, and then he came up with this. If you are looking to learn digital marketing in Dubai, the ultimate place to go is the Unicorn Marketing School, whatever. There we go, right? Again, so in a few minutes, in a few seconds, you can literally just create whatever you want in terms of content and get that ready for your social media post. So no excuse now. Create images, create text content. Right? And last but not least, the section is everything related to new technology to enable different social experiences. So we talked about that, about like the use of AR, not AI, but AR, augmented reality. And that's obviously something quite big, especially with the use of Snapchat. So Snapchat and AR is actually a winning combination. As it can say, as the stat says here, 90% of Snapchat daily users actually interact with AR lens on average more than 30 times per day. So it's quite massive. Smartphone obviously owner per head is extremely high in Saudi Arabia, as well as in UAE. And it obviously has like an impact on when it comes to the experience for the users. So this is an example that was made by the Ministry of Tourism. That was actually you could literally see some of the big, like how can I say, landmark or like very famous places in Saudi. You can see Al Ula on the right, and few other buildings from Jazan and few other places in Saudi in augmented reality, and that literally help people experience something new, give them something very different, and show them something that they might want to experience in real life after seeing these 3D models. Another example is how AR is linked to shopping. I'm sure you saw a lot of videos around how AR now is used for not only for fashion, but for makeup, for glasses. I think this is spread. One example I wanted to highlight is actually a use case that we have done as the agency on Center Point, using the AR lens on Snapchat to drive offline. So one thing is interesting is the fact that this not only impacting your online sales, but it impacts as well your offline sales. So people would go on the app, try the things, and then purchase. I think we talk about it as well a bit today. Go to the store to actually purchase their items, and this is fully offline return on investment. People couldn't buy anything online through this lens. It was all needs to be redeemed offline. And finally, TikTok is integrating as well e-commerce. Started a couple of years already ago when they started to integrate within Shopify, allowing creators to share organic and engage content. And the next slide is actually an illustration on how you can leverage your TikTok videos into your e-commerce experience, right? So you can embed into your e-commerce website some of the videos that you have published. So here you can see Eva Longoria, and how this can be naturally embedded into your e-commerce to give a real life experience of your product to your future consumers. So this online, offline, as we call it, like phygital, so physical and digital work is now. And the tool that I was used for this one, by the way, it's called Tag Embedded. So you can easily go through it and check the potential of it. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for today. Some of the key takeaways that I wanted to share is that social media, as we said, is not about technology, it's about sociology. It's really about understanding your users, understanding their behavior, what they are looking for, where you can like bring some emotion. I think we talked about the trends, we talked about all those things, very important. Second element is understand your users and speak their language. So make sure that you adapt the content to your target audience, the type of content, the format of the content, and all those things. And finally, the point three will be don't follow the trend, be the trend. Right? There's a lot of things that you can own. You can own the space. There is a lot of space, and leave all that you can cover by creating great content. So that was it for me today. I hope this session has been insightful, and that you leave the room with some practical tips that you will be able to implement in your day-to-day digital marketing strategies.
Thank you so much, Najib. Does anybody have any questions about the topic, or even the previous session on SEO and video? Because now is a very good time to ask, especially to get Najib's expertise on the topic. Because if you have any questions about how you should use this for your business or for a future business, now is a great time to ask.
I have a question. It's not about today and in particular, but when there's a collaboration I see on maybe TikTok or Instagram between influencers and or any other brand, they're always like something, it appears that they choose to have the bar, which is paid partnership. I just want to ask why is it necessary? Because sometimes for me, I think like when I see this, I just scroll. Like I feel it's not very, you know, it's just paid and it shouldn't. Yeah, I will not trust the product or
Yeah, that's
how
a
to
good.
avoid
That's
this. Yeah.
There is, unfortunately, there is no way to avoid it. That has been made on purpose because we had to distinguish what is organic versus what is paid. You know, similar to Google. You know, the way that Google is showing what are like the organic results, what are like the paid results, and unfortunately, or fortunately, to be honest with you, is the fact that for the sake of transparency to the users, we need to make them aware that this is a paid partnership and the person who's actually publishing this content has been paid for that. Otherwise, you like not hiding, you are actually hiding the reality to the user. So it has obviously, what you would expect is that if it's made in a beneficial way, it will still give you a big reach because usually it's made with influencers, right? So again, you know that if you just post content organically, the chance to go viral is very minimum. If you have like an influencer behind you, that's obviously more. And if you have paid media campaigns as well behind you, then it's obviously more. So the organic in reality doesn't exist anymore. So to kind of like give the reality to the users, you have to highlight the fact that this is paid for content, even though people might skip, but because it's with influencer, you're still gonna have like a bigger reach than if it was done without the support of an influencer or content creator or whatever you want to call them. So no, there is no way to answer a question. There is no way to go away. And I think this is beneficial as well for the user. They need to be aware.
Yeah, true. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Does anyone have any further questions about the topic or for today or yesterday? All right, if you have any questions still about the topic, you can continue to ask. But before we leave as well, I want to reiterate, are there any more questions about the final presentation, especially for the assignment from Najib's session about the SEO topic? Are there any questions about this? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Nahian. All right, so before we leave, because we have a little bit of time, I wanted to quickly take everybody through the template that we have for the final assignment, just to give you an idea of the kinds of things that we're looking for with regards to what each topic should be about, and what we're looking in terms of what the answers, we're looking for in terms of the final assignment. So I'm going to share with you now. Do you see the assignment template on the screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So I just wanted to take you quickly through what it's supposed to look like and what each slide is supposed to represent. So firstly, we want to start your first slide just to give us an idea of who you are. So your name, your title, if you want to put your organization, you can. If you want to put your picture, you can, just to give us an idea of who you are. So the second one, do you remember Matt's first session with us where he discussed about the persona? So this is where you would put your persona. And you can base your persona on the organization that you work in, or you can create a company or a business and make a persona for that. So it doesn't have to be a real company. It can be a real company if you want it to be, but it doesn't have to be.
Quick question, sorry.
Sure, yes, please.
Do I need to introduce the company before I start the target persona, like to have a presentation about the company profile, or directly go to the target persona diagram?
You can put a company profile if you like, just to introduce to us what the company is and what it does. You don't have to, but if you would like to give us some more context, you definitely can.
Okay.
But it's an option for you, definitely.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, that was the persona. Okay, so the next one will be based on, I think this was Matt's second session, which is to make a survey. So basically you take the persona that you had created for the first part, as well as the company that you have in mind that it's going to represent, and you make 4 questions that you would ask that persona. If you were to do a survey of your targeted persona, what kind of questions would you ask them, and what is the purpose for the questions that you have? So this is where you would write what you would do for this section. So the next one was Jodet's first session, which was about social platforms. So here we're asking you to research 2 social media platforms. And these social media platforms should be aimed at what you believe would be best for your target audience and persona that you mentioned earlier, and for the general people that you want to reach for your company or your product. So try to tailor the platforms to that. But what you can also do is you can try to research platforms that you don't know very well. And you can see how you can use those platforms that are maybe not as popular, or ones that you're not very exposed to or aware of, and how you would use those to help your target persona. Like, for example, Najib introduced a very interesting one to us today, which was Twitch. So maybe if you feel like you would like to know more about that one, you can include that in this section. Okay, so the next one is the content calendar. So Jodet discussed this with us already. So this one, you can use it to essentially create what kind of content you'd like to you produce throughout the year for the company that you chose. You know, the content types and maybe the specific campaigns and anything that you can think of with regards to that. So you can do this through AI, but you can also do it manually. That is up to you. But just to keep in mind that if you do it through something like ChatGPT, like I think Greg talked about this with us, to make sure that the information is accurate. So that dates are accurate, that if you're doing it, for example, for Ramadan or for Eid, to make sure the dates are correct. So it's just things like this, just to double check accuracy. So
just a question here about the calendar.
Yes.
Do we have to mention how many posts in each platform?
You don't have to, but it would be a nice detail if you're using multiple platforms, maybe to say, we're going to put this one on Instagram, or this one on TikTok, or this one on Snapchat. So if you would like to add that detail, that would also be good.
By the way, like frequencies post?
Yes, yes. So frequency definitely would be important for this. Because you can mention, for example, if you're doing a campaign that every Sunday you have a theme that you will use. For example, if you're doing if you have a travel company, and every Sunday you will do like a highlight a specific location. So you would put that in your content calendar to show that this is a theme that you're doing over a certain amount of time.
Like for me, it's a week agenda, like in this week, what workshops we are working on.
Yes, that's good as well. Yeah. So you would decide what content you would like to show, to demonstrate maybe what workshops, to highlight the workshops that you already did, or to advertise for the ones that are coming up. So you can decide if you want to do a specific campaign for those specific workshops and how you would distribute them.
Yes, Yasmin, by the way, it's they can do it weekly or monthly or yearly. They don't have to make it see whatever you are good with it. Yeah.
Yes, whatever you feel is more you would prefer. For example, like the example I gave was actually for weekly, but you can do annually, yearly, which is what we have here. You can do monthly, so you can pick a month and then go through that month, or you can, if you want, you can go and do weekly. But that's up to you. It's whatever you prefer, and what you think would be most beneficial for your company. So the next one is the video optimization. So this is the one from Najib's session. So if you have any specific questions about this one, it's also a good time to ask. So basically here, what you would do is you will choose a video. So it doesn't have to be, you don't have to make a video for this session. You can if you want to, but you don't have to do this. You can take a video that already exists. It can be relevant to your business if you like. And then suggest ways that the video can be optimized. So you can go on YouTube and pick a video, and suggest the video title, the names, the description, any keywords, tags, and maybe a playlist that it can be added to. So anything you can think of based on our session that would optimize the video, you can give suggestions for us in this slide. So the final two slides are from the sessions that we haven't done yet, but I'll just quickly give you an idea. So on Monday, we're going to have a session with Greg about influencer marketing and AI. So this would be for that session. So you would essentially, this one is actually a lot of fun because Greg is asking you to actually use the AI tools to create videos. So it would, so you could do that and explain to us.
And also, Zlata gives us plenty of tools for the AI. Greg will add on them, so you can use it.
Yes, he will give you a lot of tools and for this in the upcoming session. So this will be for Monday. So this is an exciting one. So I hope you enjoy this one. I know I really like this one. Okay, and then our final session will be with Matt on Tuesday, and this will be the analytics session. So this one is mostly based on, so he will discuss this much more detail when it comes to this section, but he will give you formulas to use to analyze a social media platform or a social media account. So for this, you don't have to use, again, because maybe your business does not have a social media account or your business doesn't exist yet. So you don't have to use your business's social media account. You can use any social media account to do this. So you can pick an influencer that you like, maybe, or someone who works in the same field as your business, or a company that is in the same sort of field as your business as well. And you can use that as a baseline to do your social account analysis. But Matt will discuss this with you in more detail on Tuesday. Finally, we'd like you to end your session just to give us a quick evaluation. What was the valuable content that you learned, the least valuable content that you learned, the most important things that you learned, what were you able to implement, just to give us an idea of what you thought of the course, what you thought was good about it, and what you thought we could improve about it, because this would be very helpful for us as well. So that's how we ask you to end the presentation. And that's it. That's sort of the quick idea of what it's supposed to look like. And we don't have to go into too much detail for each section because the presentation should be between 5 to 8 minutes. So it doesn't have to be extremely in detail. Just give us a general idea for each section. And also, this is a piece of advice that I like to give for everybody. Don't worry about it. Like, I know it's presenting in front of people is always can be nervous. It makes you nervous, but we want you to have fun with this presentation because there's a lot of very fun and interesting tools that we present to you that you will benefit from, but also that you will enjoy using. We hope that you will enjoy using. So, try to explore, try to enjoy the assignments with the tools, and that will make also your presentation experience more fun. Najib also says, yes, he was nervous. But it's, try to, I think, enjoy the process. And I think that will come across in your presentations as well when you get to them. So I think that's my sort of final piece of advice on this. Oh, also to try to work on some of the assignments that we've already worked on in sessions this weekend, just so that you don't have to do all of them last minute on the day before. Amal, yes, we should present in English, and some of our instructors don't speak Arabic. Thank you, Doctora. I'm so happy you enjoyed the sessions. So does anyone have any questions about the presentation or any details about any of the sessions? Okay, excellent. شكرا أمل. Thank you, Doctora. Yes, it's the tools we find are really, really interesting and one of the most fun, in my opinion, part of the course, because there's a lot that we introduce and they're a lot of fun to figure out and to use as well. So if you have any more questions at any time, you can let Ibtihaj or I know. Ibtihaj, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's okay. You said everything.
Doctora, yes, hopefully in work and in personal, because I think a lot of AI tools are good not just in the business sector, but also in creativity, in sort of trying to benefit personally as well. So I hope you find them very beneficial in sort of all aspects. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
So if you have any more questions, let us know. Yes, Ibtihaj?
Yeah, I'm just telling that I'm here to help them, even in the weekend. Don't hesitate to call me or send me. I'll answer you directly. This is our final coming, so we need to work all hard to get this presentation out very well.
Yes, we'll be with you if you need any assistance or have any questions about any of the sessions. Thank you so much, Najib, for your wonderful session today and yesterday. And inshallah, we'll see you for the next one as well.
Inshallah. And I'm looking forward to attend the session of you guys presenting. And thank you again for your engagement. And speak to you very soon, guys.
Thank you so much, Najib. Thank you. So if there are no more questions, I think we'll say good night to everybody. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And if you have any questions at all, let us know at any time. So inshallah, we'll see everybody on Monday for Greg's session on influencer marketing and AI.
إن شاء الله. شكرا ياسمين، يعطيك العافية.
شكرا، الله يعافيك حمدة. شكرا. مع السلامة everybody، وإن شاء الله بنشوفكم يوم الاثنين.